Wow, that's not bad, actually. Right, so good afternoon, guys. Though probably just me here. Hi, iTunes. How are you? Good afternoon. Fun as much. Okay, so I guess we'll do a little bit of offline events. So I guess for those who are having a little bit of trouble with these offline events, maybe I could, you know, perhaps give a little bit of demonstration runs, I suppose. Because you know, in my recent videos, there are quite a lot of people commenting about that having trouble in, you know, some kind of these extreme battles, notably, notably, you know, the opus events, and some of the main duels, I should say. Let's just see. Yeah, I think Angelus and Chronoli, mainly Angelus and Chronoli. So I don't know. Angelus shouldn't be too much of a problem. Perhaps Chronoli should be the biggest challenge of all, because the track is short, and obviously the AI is quite well, let's just be kind, it's quite an arse. It keeps constantly firing nitrous's for whatever reason, and it's just, and for beginners especially, because I've been there, of course I know what it feels like. You know, what it feels like to be overwhelmed by by a bloody AI like that. But to be honest, in terms of all the rich games, 7 is not really that difficult. So I think it really depends on individuals, I suppose. I don't know. Let's just have a look. So I've seen on YouTube a lot of the others trying to challenge these offline events with these particular special machines. You know, Angelus versus Chronoli, this is the most common one, and Chronoli versus Chronoli. So I don't know. Personally, I didn't really bother to do with this. I mean, why would I bother to waste time to make a particular video? And you know, of course somebody has already done this sort of stuff before, especially when they have made videos about you know, this battling with the same machine and such. especially when I'm mainly focusing on making online race videos. So, whoa, that's now I can see why. So yeah, the chronoli is definitely. So the chronoli is definitely one of the most difficult machines to charge for because, especially at that particular hairpin, it is quite annoying. That's becoming, because you really have to get the drift, get the drifting angle pretty good, and especially the raising arm. Like for no reason, the AI just seems to be way more faster than this. So here I am firing extra nitrous. Just. Maybe the drift angle is a little bit too small. Now, going into this corner with double nitrous is always going to be slightly dangerous. But perhaps the personal tips, I think, to avoid hitting the outside and the exit of the corner is, well, hit once in the inner wall of that particular area. So, this isn't really the best method, but it somehow works. So, I guess you could try it out. I mean, for those who haven't tried already. Just it's like, oh god. Yeah, I really don't like this one. So am I gonna make it? Didn't win this one by a very big margin, as it happens. And as a matter of fact, usually these AIs in extreme battles, or pretty much most of the other offline events, are far more difficult to overtake them in the middle of the race, more than, you know, at the final stretch. Usually they would be a little bit mild at the final stretch, so that, you know, they give you, maybe they deliberately give you a slight chance to try and snatch the win away. This is a little bit conspiracy theory, but that's what it is, I think. So I finished this race well over 2 minutes. That's not very good, isn't it? There is something interesting to say, is that I find that a lot of people, I find some of the people find the 490B duel, for whatever reason, it's very difficult, but I can see why they find it difficult. Is because this is error port lab reverse, and comparing to the normal direction, the nitrous points in the reverse direction is just always a little bit, how do I say, difficult to grasp. I mean, if you search most of the Ridge Racer 7 videos, especially for those with offline events and the most popular ones, you rarely see any of these popular videos, you know, showing the nitrous points of the error port lab reverse. So I guess this is one of the many reasons why some of the people would particularly struggle on this particular course, because frankly, they don't really have an idea of how the nitrous points works, I think, or maybe they just didn't watch the online battle videos. So, oh well. So this is the machine they are gonna be battling against, and frankly, it's not. This AI is not really that difficult to battle against. So I really don't see where this is going. So nitrous tank. I mean, you could actually fit any of these plug-in units, but I don't think it would make much difference personally. SS booster might be. I mean, if you wouldn't mind using a little bit of CR for the nitrous at the beginning, so you can actually fit SS booster instead. So, you know, of course you fit the charge you nitrous. You wouldn't want to fit You wouldn't want to fit any of the other nitrous in this one particularly. I mean, for entertainment purposes, you could fit either one of these consumer tech nitrous, but not really. No. Tars, Bosconian. So depends on your favor. I mean, depends on the favor. So Mao +1, 2, 3. But most of the other people would choose 3, I suppose. But for me, I think I'll go for 2. 2 would be just fine. Maybe I should change the title for this particular live stream to, you know, a little bit of a tutorial advices, I suppose. Offline event advices. That seems a little bit ridiculous, but yes. Thank you for complimenting my voices. Although, well. So here we go. Yep, so I fitted this with Drugger engine because, well, you wouldn't really have much of an advantage in this particular race, even with Soldier engine. So guess I will try to demonstrate with some of the less technical nitrous points, so that people will actually get a better idea of where to find the nitrous. It must be said, most of the nitrous points in this direction is pretty much the same. Yeah, pretty much the same as the normal direction. I mean, for this one as well. Some of these nitrous points are actually quite easy to remember, I think. So, I think the most important thing about this particular race is that you remember these nitrous points. There's a very high chance. I mean, it's very unlikely that you're going to just lose this race. And of course, another most important factor is that you didn't mess up with the setup of the machine. So, you know, finally, you just have to get a grasp of the handling of the machine. So. Maybe I fired this double nitrous a little bit too early. Yes. Because I'm rather used to another way firing the nitrous at the front stretch, because usually I will fire a double nitrous first, and then the single nitrous on the front straightaway. RC410 is always, I think, one of the best machines for the beginners to get hands with. More than the Bisonte, I think, because the RC410 is definitely better with the nitrous charge than the Bisonte. But the Bisonte is definitely, well, you know, in terms of nitrous speed, is faster. And one of the more important factor is you can hardly understeer in the Bisonte with the right tire settings. But in this one, RC410, you can easily understeer, and that could create quite a bit of a problem. That could create quite a bit of a problem in rather sharp corners or hairpins. So it's either the Bisonte or EO or maybe RC410. Basically, it's just customizable machines. Monsters. This is one of the rather common. Well, this is one of the rather common questions, I should say, or difficulties for most of the people are facing. So let's see. Monsters do. How to beat the monsters? Solar radio machine connector settings. Okay. So if you want to beat the monsters with the solar radio, well, let's have a look. See. Where is it? Here is it. So well, for me personally, if you want to beat the radio, if you want to beat the monsters with the radio, there is one very important note I would like to mention, is that because this is, after all, a dynamic machine, if you decide to fit this machine with a Galaxian normal charge U, then I don't know, it really is a very big risk, because if you fail any of the ultimate charge points and you didn't get at least one tank of nitrous, then it really could be a big trouble. So I don't know, maybe you just fit stage 2 first. I mean, for beginners especially, I would suggest them to go with stage 2, so that you wouldn't have to risk with the ultimate charge. And let's see. Let's try this with no plug-in units, right? Let's basically make this. So just basically make this all in the arcades. So basically just turn this into the arcade settings, I think. I think they did have Astro tires on arcade settings, I think. Or plug-in units. This is a very good question, because most of people, because this really isn't a written advice, but to make it plain and simple, you just have to get, just to make it plain and simple, is that you get 100 points for all the manufacturer points. So basically, let me just get back to that. If you go to the option settings, let's have a look. Stats. You go to the right side. You go to the right side and you can see, well, it's all 100. It's all 100 points. So the easiest way is to get 100 points on all of these manufacturers. And I think that's pretty much it. I mean, if you were to say like unlock certain, if you would like to say unlock certain complete machines for category 2 and 3, you have to beat some of those AIs in extreme battles. But some of them, such as, I think it's the Kamata Fiera complete, you just have to get 100 points with the Kamata. So with the respective manufacturers, then you will literally get the complete machine. So for some of the complete machines and pretty much all the plug-in units, you just have to get 100 points with those manufacturers. So that's pretty much it. Hello, Ren Amamiya. Welcome. So, yes. How did you make Namco points 100? The Pac-Man is useless. Yes, I know, but there is really no other way than grind the points to just grind the points. So you just have to, you just have to endure it. That's pretty much the only way. But once you grind up all the points, then the rewards. The rewards. So let's just move back onto just move on back to the monstrous matter. So I think we'll just try it out with the AC, the arcade radio. I think, of course, not with the of course not with the paint as well, or maybe with the paint. I don't know, because I find it very troublesome to do. So forgive me this. No nitrous plugin. No plugin unit. Nitrous stage 2. I think that's pretty much it. Purchase nitrous? None.
Do you know about the rock?
Oh, hang on a minute. I literally forgot the engine. I didn't want to make it deliberately too difficult for myself, but just to show that even with the arcade settings you could still very much easily beat the monstrous with a radio. So watch this. Here we go. So first thing first, of course, is to get the rocket start right. And try to get into the slipstream range as you could.
Okay, let's go.
So here it is. Whoa. Yeah, especially with the Astro tires, it could get a little bit troublesome, or should I say difficult with the handling. But let's just move on. So the monstrous could be pulling away at the moment, but it wouldn't take too long. So I didn't get the double nitrous here, but I could still fire the single nitrous and make it to the shortcut. Because let's not forget, this is still a dynamic machine. So the ultimate charge with dynamic machines is definitely a whole lot better than, let's say, a standard or a now machine. So as long as you didn't mess up with the nitrous points, it shouldn't be much of a problem. Oh my god. Ooh, that was close. And as long as you didn't mess up these wall jumps too badly. Stage 2 neutral on dynamics is really not that bad at all. But it is definitely, let's say, not as efficient as with the Galaxian normal charge yield. But as I said, if you make a mistake with the charge yield, then it could get a lot worse than, let's say, the stage 2 nitrous. So, a risk is a risk. Depends on yourself. Well, not quite exactly, because it is still not as good as, in some ways it's still not as good as the charge yield nitrous on the standard or now machine. So this time I tried to fire double nitrous slight later, you know, until you get to the ramp. Wow. Monsters is firing a triple nitrous behind us.
Nitrous ready. Nitrous tank split.
Right, here we are. If it is the handling of the car that is troubling some of you, then all I can say is that practice makes perfect. I mean, so as long as you didn't mess up the drift too badly. Wow. Really struggling with Roger here.
Congratulations on winning a one-on-one battle.
It is true though. That is true, Yuki. How long do you reckon you've played this game over the years? Well, this is something that I didn't really tell much about on YouTube, but I first encountered this game at 07, around the year when this game was released. I mean, about a year later, I think. I don't know. But all I can remember is that I encountered this game at 07 when I was like 7 or 8 years old. So move on a couple years later, about 2010 or 11, then I started racing online, and yeah, it does take. I mean, it took me quite a lot of years to get to this stage. I mean, it does take quite a lot of time for me to get to this stage, but yeah, well, it really depends. So it's a really slow process for personally, but it could be a bit different for you guys. Maybe you guys could learn this game much quicker than I did. So yeah, that is pretty much the demo of beating the monsters with an Arajo in AC settings, I should say arcade settings. So technically it's not really that difficult, as long as you, let's say, as long as you stay off trouble, to make it plain and simple. So that's extreme battle. Let's see. Opus 5. Wonder how many people are actually struggling with the Opus 5, because I really find Opus 5 is the easiest opus of all. When I was, just starting to get in touch with the extreme battle many years ago. Opus 5 is definitely one of the easiest in my opinion, because you get so much tutorial and demonstrations on YouTube for Opus 5 especially, but you don't get that much with, let's say, Opus 1, 2 and 4. But partly because Opus 3 and 5 are category 1, and for Opus 4, because most of the opponents are standard machines, so that wasn't attractive, I guess. That wasn't that attractive. I don't know, it doesn't make sense at all. And Opus 2 is category 2, Opus 1 is category 3. So there's no category 4. Just a little bit odd. Pac-Man Duel. So Pac-Man Duel it is quite simple. You just have to. So for those of the beginners who find it really struggling to get the ultimate charge at this particular course correct. I mean, struggling with the ultimate charge at this particular course. They could just go on with the general restores auto charge nitrous. I mean, this is basically what everyone does, I think. Even I did at some point back in those days. So UFR special event. Ultra Nova, yes, it's not a bad choice, but it's a little bit advanced for me. It's a little bit too advanced for some of the players who just get into this game. So personally, I wouldn't recommend Ultra Nova, but you know, you could give it a go if you want to. It has pretty good ultimate charge, the Ultra Nova, but so as long as you get out, as long as you stay out of trouble, that's the main thing. Ridge Racer 8. Well, it's been something that I've been discussing for the past decade already, and really ever since the Unbounded and you know those crap mobile games, I really couldn't see the future of it. Pretty much Banco have already forgotten the existence of Ridge Racers, so you know, screw that. So special events, you could still see pretty much all special event demos on YouTube, but it mostly involved with the event 25, the 25, 20, 16, and the number 10. So I don't know. Apparently the special events are much more difficult than the extreme battles. I mean that's a no-brainer, isn't it? Yeah, this series is definitely awesome, and unfortunately it seemed like the Ridge Racer series just, you know, left in the history. It's not left in the history for now. I mean, you can hardly get the popularity back to where it was, like, let's say 10 years ago. It is very sad, of course, because you know, because I love Ridge Racers. Pretty much every one of you, the same as pretty much everyone you with us. So yeah, after the Vita. Actually, I didn't play the Vita because I didn't have one. You know, the PlayStation Portable Vita, I think. Whatever it's called. I never had a Vita, so I don't know what the hell is called. Favorite Ridge Racer 7? Favorite Ridge Racer 7 song? Hang on a minute. Let's have a look. Audio? No, that's not. AV player? Favorite Ridge Racer 7 song? Before You Reach Your Love? I think this is one of the very, one of the most recognizable songs, let's say. One of the most recognizable songs in the 7. Before You Reach Your Love. So, wait a minute. Here we go. What about Listen Up? I don't know. I always find Listen Up a little bit cringe. A little bit cringe in my early years. I wouldn't say I hate it, but I just didn't find it very fun. So I think, yeah, Before You Reach Your Love. So hang on a minute. I think there is another particular song that I actually like. Let's just have to. Let me have a look. Right, which one's it? I think it's Combustion, if I remember correctly. So yeah, let's just get back to it. Yeah, this is, yeah, it's just so just to let you know, this is still pretty much daytime at where I live, and I certainly wouldn't want to join the room. So Right. Anything else? Anything else that you would like me to give a little demonstration? I mean, ideas, of course. Because I've pretty much done a lot of, you know, the challenges back a couple of years ago. You know, those extended nitrous in Opus 3, Opus 5, special events, 25, 16, 10, 20. And I've even done a Grenade GOO to challenge the UFR special event 16, because that's what I think RE 1985 suggested me to do, but so GOO with Fatalita. Really? Because I find it really weird, because Bosconian tires is definitely the tires to go with the Fatalita. I mean, when it comes to nitrous charge, obviously. So, so I don't know. Let's have a look. Wow, monsters versus Chronoid. This is really a challenge, isn't it? I think yeah, let's try that later. Let's try this later on. So, Bosconian tires, as you can see. Yeah, mile plus 2 for me. But I think, no, as you would suggest, mile plus 3. I think the most difficult, I think the biggest issue with the Bosconian tires, with the Fatalita at Crossbay Tunnel is that 360 corner, because you could very easily get understeer. You can very easily get understeer in most of corners there, so I think that's what really gets most of the beginners out there. But anyway, since I have nothing else to do at this point, I think you just have to initiate the drift slightly earlier, and you know, just turn as hard as you possibly could. Here, so just try and not hit in the back of the GOO. Oh yeah, we're already getting understeer. This is ridiculous. I do have to agree on that. This is quite ridiculous. This problem becomes really evident at you know, some of these tight and big some long and tight corners. So not this one though. So let's have a look at the deficit at the end of lap 1. Right, yep. Still get the triple records. 7.2 seconds. Oh my god. Oh god. Well, apart from that, Fatalita with Bosconian plus 3 is not such a pain in the ass. So as long as you didn't crash out too badly. Hi DJK. Good morning. You know, just keep the drift corner. Just keep the drift corner right. Then I don't think you will have any nitrous charge issues. But in the meantime as well, try not to oversteer too much because that will affect the nitrous charge. So, alright, let's try this time again. Alright, damn it! I was about to say I was about to make it through this corner with no contact to the wall. So, as you can see, this is quite a big margin now, isn't it? Or maybe I'm going too quickly. I don't know. There we go. So, if there was one player car configuration to lead them all, what would that be? The best all-round setup which can reasonably win most races. Alright, so this is the question from Milo, Mr. Milo. If there was one player car configuration to rule them all, so I think that means the general car setup for most customizable machines, isn't it? Alright, let me just move on back to the machine connectors first to answer the question. So give me a second. Right. Machine connectors. So I think let's just say in from a degree of online battles, one of the there are two engine types that would be the most popular choices, obviously. I mean, if you want top speed, and the amount of nitrous charge, then it's definitely drag engine. But if you fear that you don't have enough of the acceleration to catch back up if you have any type of accident, then gear engine. I mean, these two are definitely the most popular engine types at different respective conditions. So you definitely wouldn't want to go to Cephalo engines. I mean, it's okay if you were to say like doing offline events, but there isn't any particular advantage with this engine, so it's basically useless. As I would say in the tutorial video that I made about a year and a half ago. So tires and suspension, well, it really depends on the machine type. I mean, even with the machine type, it really depends on which machine you're driving at. So let's say for standard machine types, there are two tires that you actually want to pay attention to. So for the Fiera and the Bisonte, especially, you will want to fit Astrof tires plus 2 or plus 3, just depends on yourself. But for other machines such as the Abaili, Fatalita, Melfire, Scintillate, and the RC410, for the RC410, you will want to go for the Bosconian tires. I would suggest Mile Plus 2 because Mile Plus 3 is very understeery. So that's a personal recommendation, and again, it really depends on yourself. If you think +1 or +3 handles better, then as you wish. So that's that. And generally, I would suggest, and for mild machines, I generally would suggest Astrof tires on this occasion. So Astrof tires for one notable thing for the wild game is that I would suggest for the beginners to fit Bosconian tires on the wild game. So once you get the hang of it, then maybe you could try the Astrof tires. But if Astrof tires is still a little bit hard to control for you, then you can just stick with Bosconian. I mean, before Astrof is a trend in the wild game in the recent years, Bosconian tires is definitely the tires to go for the wild game. So you just have to try it out for yourself. I think that's But for most of the other mild machines, I think, you know, I would really suggest you to go to Astro tires. I mean, Bosconius is still okay, but you will get hideous understeer in the corners, so I really wouldn't recommend that in online races especially. And as for dynamic machines, generally apart from the Stanos and the Jujak, the Astro tires is definitely the tires to go. I mean, it's the easiest to handle, and let's just say the turning circle, and it's less likely to spin out on its own, so the grippiest, right? But generally for pretty much all of the machines, if you were to say to fit the best nitrous, is definitely the Galaxian normal charge U. So this is pretty much the only nitrous charge you would go in online battles, unless if you were to say for entertainment purposes, then maybe you could go for flex nitrous, high nitrous, or even extended nitrous. But you know, how the extended nitrous works is a little bit tricky, so I wouldn't recommend this one. Or maybe you could go quad nitrous. I mean, general resources, quad nitrous for normal charge. Reverse charge, well, reverse charge is definitely the strongest nitrous type in most in some cases, but I definitely wouldn't recommend this in online battles, so let's just ignore that first. Has the matter regarding Milk 48 actions been brought to the hosts? Yeah, well, not yet, but hopefully soon enough. I mean, I surely would definitely let them take notice of that. So, yeah. Can MAL machines beat dynamic machines at the highest level? I'm quite happy using Raggio for example, but also love the Esperanza. Absolutely. I mean, in most cases, the MAL machines are definitely much stronger than the dynamic machines. So, but if you're say in terms of solo run, I mean, solo run for this occasion, most of the times the dynamic machine is still the fastest. So, I'm sorry to say that, but most of the time, I mean, in most cases, if you're in terms of solo run, the dynamic machine is still the fastest. But I mean, for most of us, like say, if you were to race around the others with the slipstream boost going around, then the MAL machines can still very much easily beat the dynamic machines. So it's really hard to say, but it really depends on the different situations. So if you like watch a lot of replays on the online races, then you would kind of get the hang of it. So so let's just say that most of the machines here does have most of the customizable machines here does have their own possible chances to win in certain races, but in general for each machine types, the Bisonte, the EO, and Jujek is definitely the machine to go. So yeah. So ultimately, in the end, I think it really depends on the driver's skill more than the machine setup. Really, that's my personal opinion. Have you tried getting out of bounds in South 8 docks? Reverse? Well, I kinda tried it some time ago, but I'm not that really keen on those, you know, glitch exploring, especially at South 8 docks. So no, I haven't really made any successful attempts of those kind of, you know, out of bounds. So yeah, maybe I will try sometime later again, but for now, nah. So let's have a look again in the online battle. Let's see if there's any other lobbies. Alright, so guess I'll still go back to the offline events. I mean, sorry to be so fussy, but you know, didn't really want to ruin my didn't really want to ruin my emotions for now. So I don't know if anybody tried the Prawns Down duo. I think this is slightly challenging because you know, the Aviator Loop track is only so long. Well, yes, the Raggio is in some ways is quite a lot more difficult to handle than the Zuzak because, well, chief among which is because of the suspension. So yeah, the suspension is one of the many reasons why it's more difficult to handle than the Zuzak. But let's say but with the correct tires and suspension, I'd say the Raggio is really not that much more difficult than Zuzak on, let's say, Rolling Thunder. Because you know, to keep when it comes to keeping the drift going on, I think the Zuzak is somehow a little bit more difficult to hold the drift than the Raggio. So yeah, I kind of get the hang of it. I kind of get what you mean. So yeah, let's see. Try to Zuzak 4 is not difficult to handle. Read that the Raggio has less gravity on jumps. Less gravity. Well, the Raggio does have a bigger jump than the Zuzak, let's say. So I kind of get what you mean. The Zuzak is definitely a bit weird because, well, I'd say the Zuzak on Bosconian tires is the easiest to handle for beginners, and this is something I've been doing in my early years, is that I fit Bosconian tires on my Zuzak. But in the recent few years, you know, you really have, if you really want to progress forward, that you honestly have to get used to the handling of Rolling Thunder on the Zuzaks. So I don't know, I personally wouldn't recommend Astro unless you're, let's say, weird. So yes, generally I would recommend Bosconian tires, then you maybe progress on to Rolling Thunder, which is obviously the best tire choice for the Zuzak. Most favorite Ridge Racer 7 racer? Well, RV 1985 is definitely my mentor, obviously. Max is, well, instead of asking me which one is my most favorite racer, I think I would generally give a little bit of my opinions on certain races. So, as I've said, RV 1985 is my mentor. It's my personal mentor, and Shotaku Max, he's obviously a very talented racer in the Ridge Racer 7, and his talent and skill set is definitely a lot better than I do. So yeah, but my most favorite racer, I don't know, but one of the racers in my early age that I really paid attention to is definitely Delphinus. I don't know if some of you have already heard about him or not. You know, Delphinus is definitely one of the early mentors for pretty much most of the online races. So of course he's not around anymore, but his videos are still very much remembered, and it's definitely one of the very early online battle videos back in those days. Well, I never really get the hang of Astrov on Zuzak, so I don't know, maybe maybe I'm the one who is weird. So the Raggio, well, yeah, the Raggio in many people's minds is definitely a perfect car, but the realistic issue with the Ragio in Ridge Racer 7 is that its nitrous speeds is ridiculously slow. So that's that really is a big issue in online battles, especially. You know, these are kind of the realistic problems to say. Favorite Ridge Racer aside from the 7? Let me see. Well, I think personally, maybe the PSP, the Ridge Racer PSP. I find the Ridge Racer PSP, aside from the Ridge Racer 7, is kind of my personal favorite because, to be honest, that is the series of the Ridge Racer. I mean, that is the series that I literally began with, unlike most of the people who began on the PS2 and the older consoles. PSP, yeah, the Ridge Racer PSP is the one that I actually started with, and before 7 is my most favorite one. So, so yeah, that's the answer. The Starnos your least favorite or the Centrale? I would say neither. I would say neither of them. Neither of them, actually. I mean, for me, the Centrale has its own weird attraction to me. But well, the Starnos. I mean, of course, in the beginning, when I couldn't really get control with the Starnos, I didn't find it very much likely. So, well, as for now, I think if you have to say the least favorite customizable machines, so let's just say I think, let me see. Weirdly, I think it's actually a EO, because yeah, EO is definitely one of the strongest machines. But in some ways, it's definitely a little bit too strong, and and I don't know. I just find it a little bit boring. So perhaps the EO is my least favorite machine. Yeah, for now. So didn't find very much fun of it. Can you show how to beat the Angelus or Chronoli, and can you show setup for the car for this duels? Alright, so let's move on to the Angelus and Chronoli duel. Hang on a minute. Yeah, the controller is getting a little bit numb for whatever reason. Hang on a minute. This is not a good prospect. Anyway, Angelus duel. I don't know if some of you who are old enough would remember there is a demonstration video about Angelus duel by somebody called Victor, who drives a Zolgear Fiera to beat the Angelus. So yeah, maybe I should try and replicate that. So Astrof tires, Zolgear engine, Galaxian charging nitrous, and hang on a minute. Plug-in unit. I was gonna say I was gonna fit SS booster, but no. Nitrous tank 100. So here we go. I get why a lot of people didn't like the base course, because it is hell to handle, definitely. But once you get the hang of it, the base course is actually not that. Once you get the hang of it, it is actually quite fun to play. Hang on a minute. So let's just get back onto this Angelus duel. So this, the Zolgear engine Fiera. So at the very beginning, I would suggest you to get into the slipstream range of the Angelus. So nitrous here, nitrous here. So first thing first, you have to remember the nitrous points. And then perhaps you will try and get a grasp of the handling. Whoa. Yeah. You might find it you might find it struggling to keep up with the engines with the Soldier engine. So if you are confident enough, I would definitely recommend you to have Dragon engine and not doing that first time just before first corner. So once you get into lap 2, it's very easy to just pull away from the engineers. So as you can see, this is quite a margin already now. So in general, yes, the customizable machines is always the machines who would say beating the engineers and the Chronometer. You definitely really want to go with the other special machines before you actually beat these two. So I think fundamentally the most important thing is to not mess up the drifts and try not to hit the wall too much. I think that's the simple thing. I think that's the simplest thing to do. So as you can see, 4.5 seconds. I could certainly definitely go a lot faster with the Dragon engine, but this is only a demonstration, so I'm not. So I try my best not to throw around with these AIs. So yes, with the Fiera. So I don't know if some of you have already watched the video of JRRST, because if you were to search Chronoly Duel on YouTube, you will definitely come across a video made by a guy called JRRST, and you would definitely saw his 2 demo videos of beating the Chronoly with the black Zolgear Fiera. So we're gonna try to do it again. We're gonna try to do the same thing as well. So Chronoly Duel. Let's see. Yes. Galaxia normal charge you. I think no plug-in units is what JRRST did in this video. So Astro Tires, yes. Zolgear engine, yes. Let's go. And to be honest, JRST did made quite a few major errors in his demo video, but basically it's really not that difficult. But once you avoid those mistakes, wow. Well, as long as you avoid those mistakes, then it's really not that difficult. It really isn't. So for starters, it's not really that difficult to keep up with the Chronoly, let's say. So as long as you attack at the right place at the right time. So as long as you can keep up at least within a certain distance with the Chronoly, then it's only just a matter of time whether you can attack the Chronoly or not in the right time. So first thing first, follow these nitrous ponds. I mean, yes, the Chronoly is still constantly firing nitrous for whatever reason, or to say for obvious reasons. So yeah, if you get enough amount of nitrous, you can definitely fire the triple nitrous here. But if you didn't, then double nitrous is still okay, I think. But yes, for beginners, I would suggest you to fire 2 single nitrous here, because that's pretty much what they did. See, let's just see. Double nitrous again for the final stretch. 2 seconds. 2 seconds margin. So, you know, do your best to try and keep ahead of the chronoli. Let's say around lap 2. Try not to attack the chronoli too lately. So let's say if you were to try and attack the chronoli in the last few corners, you could still do that, but it could be slightly troublesome to get around it, especially in the last few corners. So I would recommend you to try, just keep on practicing. That's all I can say. But this is the demo, but still, this is the demo I just did, so I guess that's that. If you have some online battle time, maybe do a RV 1985 street build. Yeah, as long as my mentor approves. So I don't know. I didn't really find it very fun to go with his monochrome paint schemes, but if he doesn't mind me doing some triple of this, then I definitely will give it a go. So it's brake drifting more preferred with high level players and using manual transmission? Yes, absolutely. I mean, the brake drifting is definitely the way to go because well, it's the method that really, I think, let's just say it's the method that really it's the better way to go with the ultimate charge. So yes, as Shotoku Max would say. So manual transmission is better because at some circumstances at the beginning of the race, you will want to fire the first nitrous before you get to the sixth gear, before you get to the final gear. So you will want to fire the nitrous. You will want to fire the nitrous first, over rev a little bit, and then shift up to the final gear. So it's in a simple way to explain that. So yes, well, Fiera with Soul Gear engine, Astro +3. Yeah, Soul Gear engine, yes, yeah, pretty much that, and some other things as well. Just and also remember the Galaxia normal charge shield and nitrous. This is very important. Okay, so latest interviews, let's have a look. Shione Tomooni Nissan GTR Volcano Vehicle. Yeah, I know some of these guys. Untamed Spirit. So hang on a minute. This Maslow has been around lately, so yes, that's the fake one, because let's not forget there is yes, you can see the ID. Yeah, the ID is as you can see the PSN ID. This is definitely not the real one. So maybe I guess you could all take a note of that. So what is it? Matsuri Yari Mawasi? don't know what the hell that don't know what the hell that is. So anyways, the Grand Theft account guy. So he's still around. yeah, so let me know if you let me know if you can challenge success with the Angela student chronology do. So good luck, Brad. Gonna make a room. Yeah, you know this is a good this is a good idea. Why should I do that? Why shouldn't I do that? But I don't see anybody right now being online, I think. I only see Yuki online, and Toto, and Volcano. So. Alright. Let's have a look. Alright, screw that. Let's go. So race settings, mission category 1. Right. Courses random. No. No blocking. On. There it is. So feel free to join, I think. So feel free to join, as long as you don't mess around. So as long as you don't mess around purposely in a bad way. Ah, the Melfire. Hadn't discussed about the Melfire today just yet, I think. So downforce control system. Charge of nitrous, Pascalian +2. Ah, there it comes. Right, here we go. Actually, speaking of manual transmission, there is I think, let's say, a slight technique when it comes to manual transmissions in Unity 7 that you don't in some circumstances you don't just shift up when at the moment you hit the red zone. Most of the times I would literally shift up depends on the engine voice. I mean, yeah, some of you might find it a little bit weird to shift up depends on the engine noise, but I feel like there is an optimal shift up point for different machines. So in some cases, it's better to shift up as soon as you just hit the red zone. So, but for some of the machines, let's say radio, I always hit the shift up button the moment I hear the engine revs up to, let's say, 11,000 RPM, if I remember correctly. So that is an interesting point to bring up. Of course, these are more advanced. Things, so I wouldn't recommend. I certainly wouldn't recommend beginners to immediately jump onto that. Green headlights. I see Volcano and Toto online as well. I wonder if they're still here. Yeah, it's perfectly fine. perfectly fine. Yeah, so feel free to join. Ah, Joestar.俺は人間園をやめるぞ、ジョジョ。So yes, welcome everybody. Right, Highland Cliffs Reverse. Now this course is really technical. Now this course is definitely technical, so just get on with it. And sometimes I would say you can actually learn it while you learn it with the experience on track better than just offline events. So yeah, so sometimes I would suggest try and get your hands in online battles instead of just practicing in the offline events. That would certainly help a lot. Right, Falcon is here. Jojo is here. Mind if I ask how many Kiwis is here, really? Right, I forgot to hang a minute, I kind of forgot to change the nitrous type. Damn it. Hang on a minute. I think I'll just fall back a little bit. Alright, this is my mistake. I'm sorry about that. So, yep. Joestar-san, try to get up. I forgot to change my damn nitrous. Box. Alright. Now this is a little bit awkward. Because there really is no there really isn't a fixed nitrous strategy for the high nitrous, because normally you wouldn't want to use high nitrous without any outside help at this particular course. So I'm now just a sitting duck, 6 seconds behind. Oh god. Yeah, these couple of corners is definitely a bit technical. Again, practice makes perfect. What? That's a little bit too late. Right. This one's a little bit too early. So that's a huge win for DJK. Yeah.
It's the final quarter. Keep it up.
Huge win for DJK. Congratulations. Oh, sorry for not noticing some of the questions about here. Do you like the secret district map? Well, I find it okay. Didn't particularly like it too much. Didn't like it. I mean, I didn't like it particularly too much, but I didn't hate it. So, can't trust me for that. Well, I can show it to you later on, as long as you could, as long as you stick around. Right. Aside from Bayside Freeway, what's your least favorite race map? Most favorite race map? Well, my least favorite race map, I think, let's see. Hang on a minute. I think South Bay Docks is definitely one of my least favorite tracks because of the randomness of that drawbridge, So, yeah, that's pretty much the sole reason. Favorite race map? I don't know about that. I think maybe Highland Cliffs. Because Highland Cliffs is the very track that I get my first world record of time attack. Alright, so this Miss Force reverse, isn't it? So maybe I could demonstrate a bit with the nitrous strategy here. Downforce control system, nitrous, yep. Plug in, yep. Tars, yep. Let's go. So, here we go. Here we go. Whoa. Be careful. So we're not getting the nitrous just yet. Here. So in the middle of the chicane. Okay, here we go. So fire the first nitrous at the middle of the chicane, I think. So if you get the double nitrous before roll for the downhill part, and you fire that. Single nitrous out of the hairpin, then perhaps do a little bit of a drift, and then fire single nitrous here. Yeah, this is an original map of Nitrous 7, so it is quite technical and it's quite brilliant. Already get nitrous tank full, so let's do that again. So once you get a triple nitrous here, then just fire after the ultimate charge corner. Now this is a different nitrous strategy if you want to fire a double nitrous here instead of two singles. So you just have to wait a bit longer. And here, instead of firing a double nitrous, you could just fire two singles here, just again a bit earlier, because let's not forget the duration of two single nitruses is exactly the same as a triple nitrous. A triple nitrous lasts for 10 seconds. A single nitrous lasts for 5 seconds. So, you know, you do the maths. You do the maths on your own. And you get exactly what I mean. So let's do it again. Alright, maybe I think I will close to the line just a little bit. Doing something risky. Rolling Thunder 3 on the bayonet. Yeah, Rolling Thunder plus 3 on the bayonet is definitely for advanced players only. Normally I wouldn't recommend that. So third person view only in the next battle race. I don't get what the third person view is. I mean, I'm already doing that. So I guess you want. I guess you're saying that you want me to spectate. I guess that means you want me to spectate others, right? I mean, this feature. I mean, this is the feature. If that's what you mean. Alright, so I think, yes, Max won that one. Congrats. So, Industrial Drive Reverse. Now, this is very much a dynamic machine, dynamic machine track. So, for those of you who hadn't known just yet, maybe, you know, I'll just do a run with the bayonet. Just do a run with the bayonet. So nitrous tank 100, nitrous Astro tires. Yes, it's another good map because it's another Ridge Race 7's original racetrack. Well, when I say original racetrack, I mean it's not on its predecessor, the Ridge Race 6. So you don't find this track on the Ridge Race 6. That's the thing, you see. So yes, I deliberately get out there because I don't want to. I didn't want to wreck into DJK. I didn't want DJK to wreck into me, so I don't want to ruin his race. Actually, the first course is alright, I guess. I mean, this track is definitely very suited for very suited for dynamic machines, obviously. So yeah, it's definitely a matter of practice. Whoa. a bit too much counter steer. If they choose Rolling Thunder plus 3, do RV and you are advanced player? Well, one thing for sure is that both of us are not the only ones, so there are more than hundreds of so-called advanced players in this community right now, so there are literally hundreds, so yeah. Let's see if I can. Yes, I can. getting a triple here. Oh, hang on a minute. Oh boy. That's a little bit messy. Yeah, it was a little bit messy in the end, but no major accidents happened. So yeah, that's all good, I think. No worries. Hang on a minute. Guess I'll just have to reply a message. So where does the community for Rich Racer 7 get together other than Twitter? Is there Discord or something? Well, personally, I do have a couple of a small Discord group for my friends, of course. But when you say like a slightly bigger community, then I don't know. Maybe there's a Discord server, but I'm not very sure. But there is a Rich Racer 7 Stars, community page on Facebook, so maybe you can have a look on that. I mean, I think you can still join that. Let's see. I mean, maybe you can first look on that. So, don't worry. So, let's see. Let me just try that out with the abated. So, yeah, I think Downtown Rave City Reverse is another slightly technical courses. So apparently you would want to fit your car with downforce plugin for this one. you wouldn't really want to risk with doing the wall jump, the major one. So a standard or mild machine with downforce plugin is definitely the best one to start with. Oh right, this is like tricky. Hello, how are you doing? So yes, as you can see, a few of these players here, a couple of these players here are picking the hijack with Dragon engine, but technically that's for advanced players only. So for starters, I definitely wouldn't recommend you to go with a dynamic machine from the get-go. Yes, Volcano. Konnichiwa. Yeah, that's not that really isn't the proper pronunciation for that. You should say Konnichiwa. Whoa, that's that's nice. So what I'm gonna do here is try and stay on the right hand side of the track. So stay on the right hand side, and my opponents behind will know that I have the racing line, so they know where to avoid me.
Two nitrous. What?
Ooh, so he's still keeping up. That's good. Ooh, triple nitrous here. Yep, there we go. Let's see if we can. Let's see if we can get the Ultra Nova. Yes. Yeah, yeah. Well, DGK is too far ahead of me, and he's on the fastest machine. Yeah, he's on the fastest machine here. So, you know, kudos to that. 4 seconds ahead. Yeah, it's okay. Perhaps I'm even more rustier than you. So, that's alright. Yeah, 2 minutes 48 seconds is definitely definitely really good. It's a really good time. Yes, he is extremely fast. Okay, here it is, Secret District. Hi, good morning over Wraith. I should say good afternoon, but never mind. Okay, so went to work on holiday for the first time in a long time today, and I'm back now. Good. Guess we'll see you soon. As long as if I'm still streaming, of course. Hopefully I am. So, I think I'll pick the machine that is less likely to understeer. So I guess the Fiera. So this time I go with the Draga engine. Draga engine, Astro tires, nitrous, yep. Nitrous tank 100. So. Yeah, other than the Fiera, the Bisonte is definitely another machine to... It's definitely another good choice, a good recommendation to get started with.
3, 2, 1,
You can actually you can say that the settings for the Fiera and the Bisonte are more or less pretty much the same.
Okay, let's go.
Ooh, having a little bit of trouble here. Oh yeah, somebody is very much killed behind. I don't know who that is. Maybe I think it's Volcano. Yeah, I think that's Volcano behind.
Some insane
Oops.
prices.
So yeah, let's just get let's just get back on track. Alright, so I didn't. So I think I'll wait for firing that double nitrous at the next lap. So here we are. I think no, Secret District is not that much of an unpopular track on YouTube because of the UFR special event 25. You know, special event 25. So the nitrous points wouldn't be so difficult to remember. Oh, that's a mistake. Go. Sorry about that. Yeah, if you want to get ahead, I mean, if you want to get ahead right from the beginning, then Soul engines is still fine, I guess. But in the latter half of the race, it could be a big problem to try and keep up with those with drug engine, you know. So, yeah, I mean, that's a little bit unfortunate at the beginning of the race, but that's understandable. I mean, we got a player here who is still pretty much in the learning progress. Come on, stupid random track shuffle. So, yes, Sunset Heights. This one is definitely another course that is quite technical. So, right, guess I'll go with the Soul Gear engine. Guess I'll go with the Soul Gear engine as well. Or maybe I should do that with the Bisante, you know? Yes, Soul Gear engine, nitrous, Galaxian. Let's not forget this time. And downforce control. So, you know, these are settings to try and get a begin with. I think Milo's question is about the nationality, I guess. So, yeah. I'm not looking for win 0, obviously. But, you know, just... Oh my god. Yeah, try not to... Yeah, try to be a little bit cautious. Try to be a little bit cautious here around. Oh god. Yeah, try and remember the nitrous points here. Try and duplicate it, practice it. Oh god, oh god. Whoa! Here we go. Whoa. Sorry about that. Sorry. Oh, sorry. That's not that's not going well. Yeah, so Sunset Heights, yeah. So Sunset Heights is always a bit tricky for most of beginners. It's definitely technical, should say. Shadow Caves reverse. So this is another full on. This is full on dynamic track. Astro 3 plus Soul Gear on the Wild Gang. Come on. Unless you're super confident of that, otherwise I wouldn't recommend it. But anyway. So I guess I'm gonna do this run with a Raggio. I mean, it's not really that difficult, after all. So back to the Chargio settings. Tires and suspension, engine, dragger, of course. Yeah, here we go. As long as you're ready. Okay, hang on a minute. Yep. Of course she is.
Ready to take on the world? Go for it.
Alright, taking a little help with our friend here. Yeah, a little help. Okay. That's a very nice point. Okay, another little help. Yeah, the wall jump here is I wouldn't say it's tricky, but if you didn't get it right, it could it could get quite catastrophic. It is quite catastrophic, so you could get into really deep trouble, to say the least. Alright, here we go. So we're still in this, I think. Oh no! Well, here it comes. So, hang on a minute, guys. I got some. Just give me about a minute. Right, so I'm back. Yeah, that was a sick battle. Yeah, this combination is definitely good fun. No worries, no worries. Worked out pretty well. Yeah, that worked out pretty well. Nectar Parkway. So I think that's bronzer. Let's see. Galaxian, charge you. Yes. Astral turns. Drug engine. Yep. All good to go. Yeah, the brakes on the hijacks is rubbish. Yeah, the brakes on the hijacks is rubbish, really. I mean, it is notably less effective as most other machines, you know. That's not good. I think we just get around it. So a double nitrous at the middle of the jump. Ah yes, Jarvis is around, so very careful there. Let's just say I didn't very much appreciate the racecraft of Jarvis at the moment. Yeah, man, I'm trying to be nice. I'm trying to be nice at this moment. So I'm gonna try a different nitrous strategy around this bit. The next lap, perhaps. So let's see. The nitrous here. Ooh, this is good. This is getting a little tense. Sorry, Kitty. Yeah, I know. Wait a second. Come on. Come on. Finish this one. Yeah, he's literally screaming. Hang on a minute. Sorry. I'm sorry. Come on. There you go. Sorry for the yeah, woke up literally wrong time. Let's just say. Sorry for the interruption. Let me just type it out. Yes, it is a weird name. It is a weird name, because that is what my sister called it for the moment. I think it's pronounced as Rufus. I don't know if this is correct, but this is how it's spelled. So, Island Circle. Yeah, this. So this is pretty much. So this is pretty much a standard on Mao Machine type of track. So I guess a Magnifico should be the least likely to mess up. Should be the least likely to mess it up. So yeah. Hang on a minute. Okay, yeah. Sogir Basante. Yeah, that's right, actually. Sogir Basante. Yeah, it is also. This is also a popular combination here. Just be slightly more cautious at the first few corners, I think, because with too many people around, it could get quite messy.
Double nitrous ready. Wow, amazing speed.
Ah, yes, you can. If you could be bothered, you can actually fire triple nitrous here, but at this particular part of the track, you would then find out that you have to fire a single first. So it might disrupt your nitrous strategy a little bit. But basically that's only a minor time loss. Okay. Nitrous again. Ooh! That's a little bit too close. Anyway, let's move on. Oh, wait a minute, why did I fire a single nitrous hit? That's not correct. I'm not getting that double nitrous in time, so I'm not firing it. So this is where you could fire a triple nitrous instead of two singles.
It's the final corner. Keep it up.
And then maybe a single nitrous at the final corner. Yeah, that was a little bit of unfortunate accident. Yeah, I understand that. It's just okay. Yeah, this course, I didn't much like it either. I mean, it's a little bit too narrow and too twisty, and didn't really much like some of the terrain here, especially. So yeah, it's a so-so. But it is still a challenging course, nevertheless. Okay, I think DJK won that again. Good job. Nice job. Hang on a minute. Okay, let's see. Lakeshore Drive, huh? Yeah, Lakeshore Drive is another course that some of the nitrous points here are not as obvious, but nevertheless, it's still pretty much a standard and dynamic racetrack. But let's just see what I can do here with Jujack. Yeah, good track for time attack, but for battle, sucks. It's a very good point. It is a very good point. Yeah, not so fun, let's just say. I mean, if you're, let's say, in a slightly smaller room, then yeah, it might be okay. But in a room with like 14 people at max, then it really is slightly. Then it really could be an issue. It really could be a big issue. It really could be a big issue. So you have to be extremely careful. Alright, so we got Ragio, Starnos, another Jujak, and wow. Oh, squeeze the through. Nice job.
Hey, road racers. This should be an awesome race.
There it is. Oh, I think. Okay, it's still here. Oh no. Just missed the triple, so I think it's using the nitrous here first. I should be firing a triple, so yeah, no, it's a minor mistake. And then immediately fire another double nitrous. Yeah, so apparently I'm not going to get a triple nitrous here, so I think the single nitrous is still okay. I mean, it's only a minor time loss. But then here I think preserve the nitrous a little bit. So preserve the nitrous here a little bit, so that you get a triple nitrous in the end. Whoa. Finally! Not bad, eh? Yeah, right. Yeah, that's hard to imagine, huh? Gotta say, normally a Jujak wouldn't be that easy to be victorious on this particular course, but somehow I did. So guess I'm a lucky man. Thank you. Crossbay Tunnel Reverse. Now this is the Opus 3 racetrack. This is the Opus 3 racetrack, the CBT Reverse. CBT Reverse. So well, this is both dynamic and standard mile machine type racetrack, but in general, I think it's still a standard and mile machine type of racetrack in terms of the, well, let's say, the final sprint. So right, so I think maybe I'll keep on going with the Jujak. As you can see, a majority of the players here are have gone with the standard or mile machines, because the dynamic machines is notably disadvantageous at the final stretch comparing to the mile machines. Yeah, EO and the Wild Gang is definitely the one of the strongest machines on this particular course. Thank you, Rose. Richter 7.
3, 2, 1, go!
Ready to take on the world? Go for it.
Now, because I didn't get
Now, because I didn't have the slipstream boost, I would have to wait for a moment and fire the double instead. So. Oh, go! I'm sorry about that. Didn't mean to. Oh my god! Alright, I gotta focus on here a little bit. So. See ya. Now for beginners, I would definitely not recommend you to try and do what I just did by firing a triple there, because you could, if you didn't get it absolutely right, you could get into trouble. You could get into trouble. So obviously, the triple nitrous on the front straightaway. So maybe pull off a bit of a safe distance first. So normally you would fire a double nitrous here. That's what I meant. Normally. Okay, let's go. Because those guys are going to be firing triple nitrous. Yeah, the nitrous strategy for the WoW game is a whole lot different than, let's say, dynamic machines and the standard type machines. Let's just say, yeah, the nitrous strategy for WoW game is, well, let's say different than most of the other machines with normal nitrous durations. So I think we're already falling behind. That's not good. Let's go. Yeah, especially on these big corners, the dynamic machines could suddenly become notably slower. I think that's what gets. Whoa. Sorry about that. Well, I think you mean. Well, I think for that particular question, you mean of dynamic machines, I guess, because. Yeah, well, apparently dynamic machines have a much better ultimate charge than standard and mild machine types. However, in the corners, it loses speed quite significantly quicker than the standard and mild machines. So, in terms of the speed, the speed degrades much faster in the dynamic card than the standard and mild machine types. I think that's one of the more notable differences. 69 times. Well, at the moment, I don't think I have the kind of graphics or such for the kind of a breakdown for the machine's strengths and weaknesses, but well, maybe I can provide you. Maybe I will try to work on that. So I think it's only a matter of time. It's just whether or not I would actually bother doing that. So yeah, thanks for bringing up on that. So yeah, thanks for bringing up on that one. Maybe I could get to actually work on that. Right, anyway, crossbay tunnel. So this time is a normal direction. So yeah, this time is a normal So I think perhaps we move on with the, yeah, I think we just stick with the Jew Jack for the moment. For the moment, I think we stick on with the dynamic machines.
Three, two, one, go!
Where are your pals for today? Leave them in your dust.
Yeah, firing the nitrous right away before this hairpin could be very, very risky if you didn't get it absolutely right. So normally I would recommend you to fire the single nitrous. Wait until you get to the entrance of that tunnel, so that you will fire the single nitrous. But then again, driving a dynamic machine here is already tricky in the first place. So what I'm doing here is just to demonstrate what a dynamic machine could actually do.
Double nitrous ready.
Laps to go.
Yeah, then I left in space. Okay, so there we go. This could get a little bit dicey. Whoa, hang on. Regain control. There we go.
Let's keep this up.
Yeah, the single nitrous too.
That's amazing.
Triple nitrous. Okay. Sorry. Sorry for being late.
Pretty quick. You got this.
Oh my god, yeah, the wild gangs is... Yeah, the nitrous speed of the wild gang is quite a lot faster than the Jujak, so that's why DGK was able to just, you know, walk past me. I think, yeah, I'm sure I would save this live stream, so don't worry. Yeah, no worry, Joestar. You know, I've been through that. I've been through that stage, so no worries. Just keep your heads up. Just keep your heads up, and you know, practice makes perfect. So, yeah, good luck with that. Good job. Alright, I think I'll try a different racetrack this time. Ah, aviator loop. Aviator loop reverse. This is a relatively short track. So yeah, the dynamic machines are definitely the way to go, but you can still have a slight chance with standard amount machine types, but you know, with Drugger engine, let's just say with Drugger engine, it may be a little bit more troublesome at the beginning, but it's not entirely impossible. Okay, yeah, it's time for dinner in the Japan's time, because it's already like 6:50 p.m. over there already. It's 5:50 p.m. over here, so about time.
3, 2, 1, go!
Right, got lucky. Have slipstream boost. And here we go. Oh yes! 443 kph. Going around the outside. I want to keep a little bit of safe distance before entering this corner. Yep. She's got it right. That was tight. That was tight race line. Ah, Sydney. I think I've been to Sydney before. I think I've been to Sydney before in my early age. It's just can't remember the exact date, of course, because yep, it's a great race. Thanks for Connor. Okay, I think maybe 2 more races. Then it's time for me to go as well. So 2 more races. Okay, now Highland Cliffs. Now this time it's normal direction. So yeah. I think well, I think come out of Fiera again. Okay, already last race for over Rave as well. Good race. Yep. See ya. Suddenly there's a Fiera. Suddenly there is Fiera squad. First nitrous point. Ooh, awesome. Push boost. Ooh, this is really getting a bit dicey, I think. I may just get away with double nitrous first. Just certainly I wouldn't want to get sent into oblivion. Just able to get the double nitrous here, so... Oh yeah. Oh god, that's a little bit... We did get around, but... Triple nitrous? Not sure if that strategy is correct. No. Oh my. Yeah. Normally I would fire a single nitrous over here. Normally, just like that. Alright, this double nitrous may be a little bit earlier to fire. Thankfully he did get around me, so... Again. Ooh, maybe a little bit too much to the outside. Sorry about that. Single nitrous here. Yes. There we go. And here he comes. Oh! Oh my god. that's too close to call. 7 thousandths of a second. Yeah, that's almost. I thought he's gonna get me. Thought Max is gonna get me there. Not sure actually what happened. Yeah, no, Yuki, that's a very good question. I mean, that's definitely not the conventional nitrous strategy, to say that. To put it nicely, not the conventional strategy for Jarims. So, anyway. Excellent. So, final race. And so, last race. Here we go. Alright. What do I have in mind? One minute. Yeah, you know what? might as well as that heat on. So here we go. Good race. Crenale 1 make. How about that? Time to finish it off. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Overrave. It's good fun.
Ready to take on the world? You got this. Pretty quick. Nitrous ready.
Yeah, there is one thing about the Chronotis that the nitrous duration is notably a teeny bit shorter than normal nitrous,
Streaming.
than the normal machines, right? So sometimes the nitrous points has to be slightly later. Has to be like a moment later than normal. Alright, this chicken could be a little bit difficult. Yeah, it's getting very slidey. Almost slidey is the right word. Not as grippy. So yeah, not as grippy. Like the chicane is very... Yeah, the chicane is definitely too tight for the Konami to go around without sliding. Without sliding around. It is about 4 games that we So yeah, this is what I was talking about earlier in the live stream. This is where I would fire double and this single nitrous thing. So I'm still... So yeah, still within the shower of chance.
First place is just around the corner.
Just have to be careful. Whoa! That was unexpected. Yeah, that was not part of the plans. Oh crap. Now we're in trouble. Oops. Yeah, this wasn't part of the this wasn't part of the plan. Sorry guys, this is a little bit it's an accident. It is an accident. To put it plain and simple. But anyways. So still pretty fun last race. Gotta agree. So LOL emoji. Yeah. So that's alright. Okay, so guys, that's not a bad way to wrap up this live stream. Anyway, so gotta go for me as well. Yeah, thank you for watching this live stream. Hope you all enjoy it, and we will see you again soon. So take care. Goodbye.